We are here with Olga, and what's her mom's name?
I didn't catch it yet.
¿Cuál es su nombre? Raquel. Olga and Raquel.
Con mi niño y mis niñas.
I came with my two children because their father was murdered in Venezuela. There is nobody to take care of us, so if I don't go out looking for a way to feed my kids, I won't have anything to feed them.
She fled Venezuela in 2006 because everything got so bad there, right? And along with literally about 4 million other Venezuelans that have left their country. And half of those people have come to Colombia. Many of the women come to Cartagena because there are a lot of tourists here, and those tourists have money, and so you can sell things to them. If those women don't have anything to sell, many of them end up in prostitution. Now, Olga never wanted to do that, and so what she opted for was just basically begging, going downtown at night, and just she would sell candy, little pieces of candy or whatever she could, and beg for money. But that they've had kind of a crackdown lately, and because of this crackdown, they have a new government in Colombia. There's a new president in the country, and a new mayor here in Cartagena, and they've decided to really crack down on that kind of begging. It was getting out of hand, I have to say. You could go downtown in Cartagena and you couldn't walk 10 feet without somebody asking you for money. And so it was getting out of hand, and a lot of these women were taking their children downtown with them because obviously you're more likely to feel bad for a woman that's sitting there with a couple of little kids, a baby on her breast or something like that, than you would just a woman by herself. And so the problem is that there aren't enough jobs to go around because there are a lot more Venezuelans looking for jobs, that there aren't enough jobs to go around.
Necesito 300.
I only need about $100 a month to make it, but that's very difficult selling candies.
Y lo poco
With what little we make every day, we share with each other and have enough to eat.
compartimos en familia.
So they were, going down there and doing what they do, trying to make a living, and they were arrested. And they rounded up about 13 of those women.
And now Olga, that we're here with, she was there
Right.
that night they got arrested, but it was not her custom to take her children downtown.
Well, she had been. I met her 3 years
Yeah,
ago
she
when I
had
was
been,
down
but it
here.
was not a
But
custom.
she quit doing it
Gracias.
because it was too dangerous.
Yeah.
And the police had warned them that they would be in trouble if they did.
Oh, see.
But what they find is that they can't make enough money to survive if they don't have their kids down there with them. So she did not have her kids with her that night, thankfully. And because of that, she was not arrested, but the other women were. Now, two of the women that were arrested were women that we have been helping out as much as we could, and we had just gotten them to the point where we had given them a little micro grant, and we had
The same kind of food court. or
yeah,
cart,
same
rather.
kind of cart, like a little cart where they can fry things and make things to sell. And then there was a huge flood that flooded their whole neighborhood, and so their cart didn't get wrecked. It was up in their house, which is on the second floor, but they couldn't get it out of their house to go to work. And so they were still going downtown for the time being until the water went down in their neighborhood.
And this wasn't just water.
No, it was sewage. It was really bad.
It was bad.
And it was like knee deep.
Bad.
And it was like that for weeks in their neighborhood because the exit of the water was blocked up with trash and they couldn't get out. These women were arrested, they were put in jail, and they are hopefully going to get out the 12th of this month. We're hoping. Their hearing is the 12th.
Gracias.
These women were not trafficking their kids. They were just trying to make a living. But they put them in jail anyway. The kids are staying with another lady. It's a friend of theirs. We're going to go visit them later on this afternoon. In the morning, we're going to meet with the lawyer. Okay, 9 or 10 in the morning tomorrow. And try to see what needs to happen to make sure we can get these girls out.
Make sure things are moving along.
Yeah, I mean, because they don't need, they're looking at, because they're being charged with trafficking their children, which they weren't, but they're looking at like 25 years in jail if they don't get out. Those women are stuck in a cell. They've been moved, I guess, now. There's only 4 women in one cell now, which is better.
If I can keep up with
But they
what's
don't
going on.
have no tienen colchones en su celda.
Duermen
They don't-
en el cemento.
They have basically a sheet to
Yeah,
sleep
they're
on.
sleeping on the cement.
They're sleeping on the cement. No sheet. I mean, no mattress, no pillow, and they have to pay for their food. They don't get fed if somebody doesn't give them, actually buy their food for them. It's not like in the United States when you go to jail where the government has to take care of you. We're hoping the 12th of this month things will get better, but we'll see. This is exactly what I started this podcast for, because
Yeah.
I wanted to use the power of the internet and this new media to allow you to not only hear the news about what's happening around the world, the wars and disasters and bad things that are happening in places around the world, but for you to be able to reach through the technology and actually make a difference in somebody's life directly. So whatever we are gathering here today, whatever you guys want to donate, is going to go right directly
To this sweet little gal.
to this little gal right here, and it's going to help her get her dream off the ground of starting her own business with a little hot dog stand that she can do right outside her house in her own neighborhood without having to travel, without having to take her family, her kids or anything downtown. And by doing that, we won't have to continue sending her money every month. She'll be able
move
to
on to
take
someone
care of
else.
herself, and we can find somebody else to help. So this is a way that we can all multiply our efforts to help people that are needy around the world. And you can know you're not, just giving us some organization that their CEO makes $1 million a year or anything like that. You're going to help Olga directly today if you decide to join us in that. And we are also going to be doing what we can to send some hygiene kits to the women that are still in jail. Here's what we're going to do. We have collected up some money, and we're going to try to help as many people, girls, as we can while we're here. But we want to give you a chance to share in the blessing with us of being able to help these people. Today, when we first got here, we got in our rental car, which is absolutely brand new. I think we're the first people to drive it.
Yeah.
It's completely clean, squeaky clean, and we drove out of the airport and stopped at a stoplight, and a girl that looked a lot like Olga came up and asked if she could wash the windows on the car. And Connie, being soft-hearted like she is, I'm like, we don't need them, it's clean. She's like, let her wash the windows. I'm like, okay. So while we're at the stoplight,
She was working.
this girl very diligently washed the windows, and they usually, you give them 25 cents and they're happy. Connie gave her like $50. And she just about lost her mind.
It made my day.
She just about lost this girl. You could see her over there. She was like, doing this and kissing the money, and she was so
the best
happy.
thing.
But and it's so much fun to be able
That's
to
what
bless
we do
people
with the
like
money
that.
that you guys send to us, to this channel during these lives.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just fun to bless somebody with a little surprise like that, and other times we're trying to do things that make a real life-changing difference in people, that help them get on their feet so that they can start helping other people.
That's right.
That's what we try to do.
And that's what we're trying to do here. Is today we're trying to help Olga, and there's going to be several others that we're going to see while we're here. But what we want to do is, if you want to join us, go ahead and make you can donate via the Super Thanks, Super Chat, or you can go to my link tree, which is linktr.ee/Holton, Holton.